Hey there, it's Dusty once again with another story for you. This one is Am I the Astronaut for not letting my wife name our dog something stupid? I'm new to Reddit, so hopefully I do this right. I, 32 male, have been married to my wife, Natalie, 30 female, for 4 years now. We've been living together with our 2 cats, Victor and Warwick, since. The cats were mine before we got together, both of which I named after my favorite video game. Well, since Nat and I have been living together, she has been begging for a dog. Nat grew up with a golden retriever, which she adored, and she had been pleading for us to get one. I was hesitant at first. I've never been much of a dog guy, and I was unsure how the cats would react to having a dog around. Well, this Christmas, as a late Christmas gift, I caved and surprised Nat with a retriever puppy. I gave her permission to name the dog anything she wanted. Yeah, it's the letting and the permission. I'm not, like, why do you got to use those words, man? Why do using those words just immediately puts you in a negative light here? I don't like it. I don't like it, brother. Here's the fun part. Bitch. She chose bitch. She said it'd be funny, and she always thought naming a female dog bitch was comical. I found it less funny. Not only would vets look down on us, but every Sunday, Nat and I babysit the neighbor's kids, 8 female and 6 male. What do we say when the kids asked about the fact that the dog would have a collar with bitch on it? I thought it was stupid, and I told her no. She told me I had just said she could name the dog, which is true, but I said I paid for the dog and should at least approve the name. It's our dog after all. She said I was an asshole for taking away the freedom to name the puppy. Am I the astronaut? There's a small update before we get into that. What do you think? Also, Seawall Baby, dropping more paper cranes. Thank you so much from that. So there is a problem here with the letting, with the I gave her permission to name it anything she wanted, but then it was fake because immediately he was like, oh, well, I give you permission to name it anything you want so long as I approve it. Maybe what she was doing was a test to see how controlling you really were, and you're not showing a real good vibe there. However, yeah, the name bitch really doesn't work.
This is a name, though.
It is a veto name, but, and that's why I think the approach here is the problem. It wasn't a, hey, let's pick this name together. Let's find something we both like. You come up with your list of ideas, and I just want to be involved. The wording is kind of a byproduct of the approach. I think the approach is the problem, where he's allowing control. He's not looking at this as like a team approach thing. It is I'm going to let you do this little thing, but then take it back real quick. I'm like, you can't do that. I hope the name bitch was a test that he failed gloriously. But yeah, that name won't fly. It's the approach for me that there's a problem with. I think he should have done it differently. Not that he did the wrong thing, but I think he should have approached this whole thing differently. Tater thoughts? What do you think here? Huh? Can I tell that you disagree? Yeah, I can tell that you disagree by the fact that you were jumping out of your chair 30 seconds ago.
Jumping out of my chair.
You were like,
no,
get up here on the mat.
I think by saying he gave permission, I have not read the story, but if he's saying he gave permission, meaning he withdrew his need for input. That's how I took it. I didn't take it.
Immediately took that back.
Because she named the dog bitch. And if you're at a park or like you have kids at your house and you're like, bitch, come here, you little bitch. Like, come on, that's not appropriate to name a dog bitch. If you're never going to be around kids, it's an inappropriate name, and he called her on it. So if she was testing him, I kind of think she failed the test, in my opinion, because that's a shitty thing to do. But if you're going to test someone, do it without a cuss word, I guess. But
do it without an immediate veto name.
I just saw someone said at the vet, Savage Karma, yeah. I'm here. Bitch is here for her appointment. Like, it's not appropriate, in my opinion. And this is literally just my opinion. But I think him saying "I give you permission" just means that he's withdrawing his input. But then he because she named the dog bitch.
I understand, but it's that approach. Okay, if you and I got a doodle pup,
you would withdraw your input to name it. You didn't. I came up with a name for Luna, and you said sounds good. But if I said I wanted to name her
had
bitch,
input. I said sounds good. I wouldn't say you choose whatever dumbass name you like and then try to jump back in and be like, whoa. It's something that you and I would approach together. Even if one of us came up with the name that was chosen, which is how that has to work anyway, I think it's a team approach. The fact that it was these two aren't approaching life together. They're approaching it as individuals. That's what I have a problem with.
If she's doing a test to her partner, that's a shitty thing to do. But I don't think he's been in the wrong yet, and that is just my opinion. I think he withdrew his need for input.
So you're at NTA.
I'm at NTA for him so far. I don't know what the update is, so.
Okay, yeah, we have an update to get into. I'm at AskOn 3 right now because it's a should have done it differently.
What is she at?
She's at AskOn 3 as well. So it's an ESH. Yeah, it's a everybody should be doing what they're doing differently right now. Update 1. Oh, there's multiple. Thank you for all the kind words and advice. My wife ended up finding out about this post through a YouTube short, which I find funny since I never thought the post would blow up. I'm at work now and we are trying to work it out over text, but my wife is still being pretty stubborn and she doesn't like how people are talking bad about her on Reddit now. Hopefully we can reach a happy medium. Like Bizzo. That would work. The kids don't know what that is. Update 2. I wanted to clear a few things up. First, my apologies about the spelling error. It is fixed. Second, when I say I give permission, I should have worded it, name the dog without my input. Usually when naming a pet, it is in agreement of the two people. All I said to Nat was, what are you going to name her? And third, when I said begging for a dog, I know she could get her own. I just don't like dogs. And when she tried to convince me, I say no, usually. Mutual agreement again. I saw some people saying I was in the wrong because of the way I worded these parts of the story, so I clarified a little. Anyways, we have since talked about the dog name and are still in a tiff. She is refusing to budge on her stance. I might just have to give in, as much as I don't like the idea. Okay, so what does that change?
What does that change for you?
What does it change for me? Nothing. I think they're in the exact same spot. Even if he says he worded that badly and he approached this in a different way, I still very much feel like it is the approach, it is the communication, it is, I think the presentation, how he initially worded it is how he felt and how he probably presented himself to her, right? And then later on was like, oh, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. And gets a chance to edit to make himself look better. I still have them at an ESH AskOn 3. What about you, Tater Thoughts? What does that do? Does it just validate what you were thinking here?
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that I'm right or he's right or she's right or you're wrong. I think that I don't know why I said
just
it.
Slip that one in there at the end.
I said it in that way. I did not mean to. It just came out. I get myself into a lot of trouble with my words.
Me too.
So anyway, I just feel like I don't think he's an asshole. I think it's just a normal it was just a normal married thing. He doesn't like dogs, but he caved because he knew that she wanted one. And that's a thing. I want another dog, but I'm out of respect for you. Like, I'm not just going to go and get one because until we're ready and we decide that we're both ready, we're not going to do it. And he did that. He eventually decided, hey, okay, I'm ready. I've changed my mind. I think that's respectful because he knows that she wants the dog. I think she's being, no pun intended, but a disrespectful bitch at this point because why? She's disrespecting the dog that she worked so hard to want in her life and calling it bitch. It's not funny. It's going to cause so many problems and it feels childish.
It will cause problems. And I think even if they made that her official name, they'd end up having to choose some kind of nickname because I mean,
I don't know if they want kids, but what if they do want kids and their kid's 3 and their dog's obviously still part of the family and their 3-year-old is like, bitch, come here. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I use cuss words all the time, but I don't want to use them in reference to my animals.
What?
I don't want to yell bitch at my animal because it's seen as a derogatory term. And
how about this?
It means female dog, but that's not how we use it.
How about when you have to open the door and your dog's out in the yard and you're hollering for your dog and the whole neighborhood can hear you and you're just out there going, bitch!
Yeah.
Get in here, bitch! Pinch it off, bitch!
There you go. Thank you, Vanessa. I would be so embarrassed. I would be embarrassed to call my dog that if I was him. There you go. That's perfect.
So you're at an NTA. I'm still at an ESH because of the communication issue. I think it's something that they've got to work themselves through, and I don't buy that he didn't present it to her the way that he initially presented it to us.
I could say I gave you permission to purchase a camera. I mean, that's not me telling you what you can and can't do. That's us making a decision.
No, that's
together.
very much you telling me what I can and can't do.
Well, someone's got to do it.
And I had to go